which one are you focusing on? Are you thinking about the bad, the hardship, or are you like myself and so many others that we're keeping track of all the wins along the way? Hey, we're almost at the end of the decade, and my question for you is, how's your list of accomplishments going? When was the last time, or hopefully you do it all the time, where you actually document all the things you've done in your life over the last 10 years? Go back to 2009. Do you remember 2009? If you're like me and you're an entrepreneur and you were in business, 2009 was still a struggle and a fight to get through the global financial crisis. And yet, when I go back to my Evernote and my list of accomplishments, you know what I see? That I fought the good fight, that I made it through 7 and 8, that I made it through 9, and then I published my book in 2010, Life by Design, and it felt like the whole world took off from there. And you know what? It's because I've got this list of all the things I've done, the places I've traveled, the successes, and I also have the mistakes and the disasters and the lessons from them. You know what it does? It reminds me every single day when I look at that list that I'm winning more than I'm losing. When I ask people all the time, like, how's your life going? What's happening? Inevitably, because I care, they're gonna open up and say, oh, my relationship's really rough, or my finances have been off, or I find myself more in debt. And I'll make them do this timeline. I'll take the last 10 years and I'll say to them, tell me all the hardships, tell me all the big disappointing moments from 2009, 10, 11. You know what? Most people will have a memory around 1. And then I'll say, now can you share with me what was magical those years? Can you share with me what was the highlight of 2000? And all of a sudden they're like, oh, the birth of my son. Oh my God, we bought our first house. I went into real estate, right? I got my first listing. And all of a sudden they look at their life, and if you can imagine the line, I do the hardships down below, and they've got sometimes 1, 2, or 3 in a year, but when I go deep with them and they actually process and think about it, they end up with like 10 or 15 magical moments that occurred every single year over the last decade. And the question is, which one are you focusing on? Are you thinking about the bad, the hardship, or are you like myself and so many others that we're keeping track of all the wins along the way? And listen, it's not an ego thing. It's a necessary thing, because you and I both know we all get punched in the face. We all have things go wrong. But when I turn back to that list, it's that constant source of a reminder that, you know what? You're fighting the good fight. You can keep moving through it. You can keep persevering, and you've got a winning track record. Keep kicking ass. Does that make sense? I'm talking to you. We got a whole new decade around the corner. Why don't you make this a new discipline?